So I have a map that shouldn't exist, and I think today I'm gonna go check it out. This is a map of where Gasparilla the pirate's brother was allegedly buried. And though I don't know where this map came from, and it's got things that shouldn't be there, I know exactly where this spot is, so I'm gonna go find it and see what I can see at this spot. While I'm on the way, I think I'll tell you a little bit about the legend of Gasparilla. Legend has it that Gasparilla the pirate preferred the west coast of Florida, so he eventually made his home in the area that I live in today, near Charlotte Harbor. And Gasparilla Island was supposedly his home base, and that's why still to this day everybody thinks that the island was named after the pirate. He was also in charge of Captiva Island and Usepa Island, and basically just controlled the harbor in this area around here. These areas around Florida were really easy for pirates to use. They were able to hide their ships and just kind of wait for different merchant ships to pass by, and then they could kind of just swing around and capture them as they were going down the trade routes. According to the story, the pirate Gaspar was actually the Admiral José Gaspar, who was part of the Spanish Navy. He ended up taking over the Florida Blanca Spanish warship in 1783 and made his escape to becoming a pirate. In the time that Gasparilla was a pirate, he supposedly sank 36 ships in only 11 years. Legend goes that in 1821, José Gaspar was getting ready to retire. And José Gaspar and sailors were getting ready to split up all the proceeds that they had to prove that he existed. Now, my whole life, I've lived in this area, and I've heard these stories, and I've heard all these things about pirates in this area. And what I can't figure out is, a couple of days ago, I came across this map from someone, a local treasure hunter. I don't know where it came from, and he don't know where it came from. It just kind of showed up. On this map, it literally says, number 3, where the skeleton of Gasparilla's brother was dug up by Parker. And I don't know who Parker is, but I do know who Gasparilla is. And I'm just wondering why this exists. Now, spot I'm coming up to, this is the location. And unfortunately, as I was coming up here, I noticed tons of no trespassing signs and it's a construction site. So unfortunately, I was not able to get on the island. But what I can tell you is that it looks like a great spot for some pirates. You know, all versions of the Gasparilla legend claim that he and his crew constructed a regal home base on an island, with some specifying that it consisted of over a dozen buildings, plus a tall watchtower perched atop an ancient Indian mound filled with golden bones. However, no trace of this pirate kingdom has ever been uncovered, and although this island here has no ancient Indian mound, it does have a map that shows that Gasparilla's brother was buried here, and I'd love to figure out why that map exists. But I also have an idea of the mound that they're talking about that's full of gold. The pirate island they're talking about is called Mound Key, and it's a little bit north of here, and it's an island that's actually made by Indians. It's giant hills and mounds, and a lot of people have went to that island disturbing it. You're not allowed to dig on it. It's an archaeological site, but I think in the future I'm going to visit it, and maybe I can find something that will prove that Gasparilla actually existed. The first thing I noticed when I pulled up here was there is a ton of pelicans, and they look like they're just having a blast. And I honestly think that these pelicans